The hookah server room, you are 23. The racks run floor to ceiling, 200 units. Each drawing 11 kilowatts of continuous power. The air smells like heat and static. Somewhere inside those racks, 800 lines of code you wrote are executing 40,000 trades per second. You can't tell which ones. The fund made $1.4 billion this year. You made 90 for dollars. 0. You understand intellectually why these are not contradictory facts. You are still deciding how you feel about it. Level 1, the server room. You are 23. It is 6:47 a.m. You are already late by the standards of this floor. Your desk is one of 4 pressed against a wall of monitors in a room that has no windows and no name on the door. The overhead lights run at 4,000 Kelvin, the color of productivity, selected by someone you've never met for reasons that were never explained. 3 monitors, 1 Bloomberg terminal that you share on a rotating basis with the analyst to your left, who graduated from MIT and never mentions it, which tells you something about this place. Your title is Quantitative Research Intern. The badge says this. The badge has said this for 8 months. What you do, you write backtests. As senior researcher, you call him Marcus. He
Pay
calls
close
you the
attention!
intern in rooms where it doesn't matter.
This is critical.
Gives you a strategy
Understood?
hypothesis. You run it against historical data. You produce a report. The report contains a number that says, roughly, whether the strategy would have made money or lost it between some start date and yesterday. Marcus asked you last Tuesday to test a momentum strategy across equity volatility products. From 2004 to present, you ran it. It made money from 2010 to 2023. It lost 34% in 2008. You put this in the report. Marcus told you to look at the post
the data shows a
2010
problem.
data.
I
Only
don't
dot
see-
you
Let's
ran
highlight the
backtest.
red section
The
from
strategy
2008.
looks excellent. You submitted the revised report. You have not thought about 2008 since, or you've tried not to. What you're learning, the fund doesn't pay you to find truth. It pays you to find usable truth. These are not the same thing. The gap between them is something no textbook ever named. And you will spend the next 3 years learning its exact dimensions. Your total compensation this year, $94,000. Salary plus a small year-end bonus that Marcus described as generous. For the level, the fund's revenues this year, $1.4 billion. The management fee alone minus 2% on $8 billion in AUM generated $160 million before a single trade closed. You understand the math. You are still locating how to file it inside yourself. The server racks run all night. They don't need you. They run the strategies you helped build regardless of whether you are here or sleeping or staring at the ceiling of your studio apartment in Long Island City at 2 a.m., which you did last Thursday, which is when you first understood that the machine does not notice you. The machine processes your input and continues. Level to the analyst. You are 26. You are no longer an intern. The badge now says research analyst. Equities. You cover semiconductors, 12 companies. You read everyone okay. Every earnings call transcript. Every supply chain disclosure from every Taiwanese foundry that touches your coverage universe. You know the lead times at TSMC better than most TSMC employees. Your compensation, $285,000.
I can't believe it.
Salary at $175,000. Bonus at $110,000. The bonus was explained to you as a function of your P&L attribution. This
Let's
means
review the
fund
P&L.
tracks
This graph
which trade.
connects
Ideas
directly.
came from you.
I see.
How
The
much
trend is
capital
positive.
was deployed against them? And how much money those ideas made or lost? Your ideas made for $0.1 million last year on $60 million in notional exposure. The fund considers this acceptable. One analyst to desks. Over had a bad year. His ideas lost $3.8 million. In November, he was transitioned out. The transition took 40 minutes. His monitor was reassigned by 3p.m.
A new user
The
login?
rule at this level is
What do
simple.
you see?
You are not a person with
truth.
potential. You are a P and L line. Potential doesn't. Trade. You have a morning routine now. 5:30 a.m. wake, 6:15 a.m. at your desk. You read overnight news flow from Seoul, Tokyo, Rotterdam. You check futures on Nikkei constituents that overlap your coverage. You have a pre-market call at 7 o'clock. With a sell-side analyst at Goldman who gives you color on the supply chain.
I've reviewed the documents.
Color is legal. It is also color that a retail investor could not obtain. You have never asked where exactly the line is. You know roughly where it is. You don't look directly at it. Your signature scene. A conference room on the 31st floor, February. A portfolio manager named Claire sits across from you. She runs a $200 million book. She's looking at your model for a chip equipment company, your 48-month DCF, your channel checks, your breakdown of DRAM cycle positioning.
Distilled everything to one single question.
What's the one thing the market doesn't know?
Claire?
You tell her. The truth. She writes. Down to words, 3 days later, $12 million moves into the position. Your name is not on the trade. Your idea is.
The numbers are moving.
The distinction will matter for the next 4 years of your career. The identity cost at this level, sleep, not dramatically. You still sleep, just less, but it's not the hours. It's the quality of the hours you're awake. You are always partly somewhere else, at dinner. You're running through a supply chain anomaly at a friend's birthday. You're doing latency math in your head on a data release Monday morning. The people in your life who don't work in finance begin to notice something. You begin to notice them noticing. You don't have language for what has changed. My reflection is delayed because the change was gradual and the change was also you becoming better at your job, and both of these things are true simultaneously. The interruption pause. You are 40% through this system. The levels above are where the 2 and 20 structure stops being an abstraction and becomes a personal income statement. The levels above are where the decisions stop being about ideas and start being about capital, allocation, and careers, and the kind of influence that doesn't appear on any organizational chart. If you want to see those levels and the other machines this channel maps, subscribe. Like the video, it signals to the algorithm that the next analyst who needs to see this sees it. Now, back to the floor. Level 3, the pod. You are 31. You are a portfolio manager, not the PM, a PM. A pod PM inside a multi-manager structure. The distinction matters enormously. The fund is organized into pods, semi-autonomous units, each with their own capital allocation, their own P&L, their own risk parameters. You run your own book, $50 million notional, your own. You can trade it as you see fit within the parameters. And the parameters are specific. Drawdown limit of 5% before capital gets cut. 10% before you're out. That's to $0.5 million. That's the number. You can lose to $0.5 million before they reduce your book. $5 million before they close it. You check your drawdown every morning before you check anything else. This is not anxiety. This is the job. Your compensation.
Whoa, what's happening?
$1.1 million.
No way.
$300,000 salary.
This is the 6% hurdle.
Bonus.
You must climb over it.
Tied directly to your net P&L for the year after a 6% hurdle rate. The hurdle means you pay back the cost of capital before you earn anything. This year you cleared it. Last year you cleared it by
Check out my tiny bonus. It's only $54K.
A bonus of $50,000
next to my 1.1 M.
The math of that near miss is something you understand perfectly and do not discuss. The rule at this level, risk is not the enemy of returns. Risk is the medium through which returns are expressed. Managing a book means managing exposure, sector exposure, factor exposure, beta exposure, liquidity exposure. You have a risk system that monitors all of it in
a radar
real time.
sweep?
You also have a risk manager named Sandra who can call you at any hour of the trading day if something in your book looks wrong to her models. Sandra has called you twice. Both times you're already adjusting the position. The signature scene.
I see the
March.
report.
Your book is down 3.8% on a volatility event. A Taiwan straight. News cycle creates a 4-hour window of dislocation in semiconductor names. Your entire thesis is intact. The positions are right on a 6-week view, but the drawdown is real.
A 3.8% loss. It feels like a punch to
the risk manager
metrics
is watching.
are spiking.
You sit at your desk.
Sandra, are you watching this?
Same as the intern desk you left 8 years ago.
90 seconds
just
left.
Different. Numbers on the screens. And you make a decision in 90 seconds about whether to hold or de-risk. You hold by end of day. The book is down to 0.1%. The week close is down 1.4%. The positions recover. Nothing about this decision will ever appear on a resume. The moral weight, you are making markets in the same names where retirement funds are long
All
and
thanks to smart
holding for the
decisions.
next 20 years. Your
can't
trade
take
on a
this.
dislocation,
Buy it from me.
buying
I'll
into the
take
panic,
it.
extracting
Pleasure
pricing
doing business.
inefficiency, makes the fund money. The fund makes money because someone else sold to cheap in a moment of fear. That someone is not a person. Exactly, it is a fund. The fund represents people. The chain from your terminal to the person receiving a monthly statement from their pension plan is 3 links long. You don't follow the chain, but you know the chain exists. Level for the sector PM. You are 37. You manage a team of 4 analysts
our portfolio just
and
hit
run a
$220 million.
$220 million
I need your full
book
focus on these
across the
metrics.
global technology sector. Your compensation, $3.1 million. The bonus structure is more complex now. It's a blend of your direct book, performance, and your attribution to the fund level P and L through the analysts you've developed. One of your analysts, a
It's the key.
28-year-old
What is
named
it?
Kenji,
The future.
generated ideas
I
that
understand.
contributed $8.2 million to the fund last year. Part of that appears in your compensation.
The
This
machine
how
is
the
expanding.
Machine compounds.
Gears and
The metric that matters
What's
now
this?
is not
Wow!
return. It is Sharp ratio, return per unit of risk. You can make 18% for the year and be
Look at this
evaluated
18%
as
return bar.
underperforming if your
It's
volatility
shaky.
was
It
too
turns
high.
gray.
You
An
can make
11% return
and
bar
be a
glows
hero
like a
if
diamond
you ran at
because it is
0.9
stable.
sharp with low correlation to the book's existing risk factors. The number you care about at 31
really
is
me
very
at
different from
23?
the number
Yes.
you care about
Time
at
flies, doesn't
37. The signature scene. Singapore, you fly in for 2 meetings, one with the CFO of a semiconductor equipment company.
The data
off the
must
record,
remain secret.
Discussing capital allocation philosophy. One with a
Team,
sovereign wealth
we've hit
fund
$400 million.
allocator who is
Impressive,
deciding
sir.
whether
Now
to
we
increase their
optimize.
allocation
Focus on the
to
metrics.
your fund buy for $100 million. The allocator meeting is 45 minutes. You have prepared for
Okay,
it for 3
time
weeks.
to memorize
the
this.
CFO meeting lasted
Absorbing the
22
data
minutes
now.
and gave you
Yes,
information
got it all.
worth
In our 22-minute
more than the
meeting, every
sovereign
second
meeting.
counts.
In
In our
terms of
45-minute coffee
expected
shop
P
meeting,
and
this
L,
cup is key.
But the sovereign
Gentlemen,
meeting is
observe
worth
the
more.
future.
In terms of what happens to your
My
and
reflection,
therefore
it's a
your
giant.
management fee base. And therefore your compensation structure 2 years
Behold,
from now.
2
Both
truths.
of these things are true.
A and B.
You
2
understand them
truths.
simultaneously.
I
The
will merge
rule
them
at this
into
level,
one.
information is structured, not gathered. You don't read everything. You build a machine that reads everything and delivers signal. Your 4 analysts are part of the machine. The sell-side coverage you cultivate is
I
part
see
of
the
the machine.
network is
The expert
active.
network relationships, former executives,
Let's see our
supply
experts.
chain consultants,
Here's our AI specialist
industry veterans
and a data
are
scientist.
part of the
Let's
machine.
pay this
The machine
invoice.
costs to
The
point for
numbers are
$1 million
vanishing into the
a year to
machine.
operate,
Payment
including
confirmed.
comp, research services, data providers, and travel. This is not a metaphor. There is a
Been
line
so
item.
long,
The
too
identity
long.
cost.
I miss
the people
this.
in your
Me
personal
too.
life from before
But things
this level
change.
are mostly
It's
gone.
time to go.
Not through conflict, through
the past
drift.
is behind us.
They live in a different time zone of experience. They
It's
have questions
getting late.
about your job that you answer at a level of abstraction that is not quite
Family,
alive.
I must tell you something
have
important.
stopped explaining.
It's about-
Level 5, the partner. You are 44. Your title is partner and co-head of equities. You
Eyes
sit in
on
a
me,
room with 6
gentlemen.
other people once a
No
week to
papers,
discuss
just
capital
eyes.
allocation. Across the fund's 22 pods. Your compensation, $7.5 million in a good year. In a bad year,
The vault is
$3.2
half
million.
empty.
The range is
3.2
real. You have lived both. The
This is
currency
going
at this
great.
level is
Gentlemen,
not
I
return.
present the
It is
judgment
judgment
gavel. It's
about
made of
other
crystal.
people's returns. You are no
Let's
longer
see here.
primarily producing
the PM
ideas.
soul.
You
Time
are
to inspect the
evaluating
quality
whether
of
the
these
P is
ideas.
below. You are
This one
structurally
has
capable
potential.
of producing
Approved.
ideas at the required rate and caliber. You are a
Let's check the fund's
diagnostician.
heartbeat.
Your job
Placing
is
the
to know
steth-
the difference between
My thesis was
APM
clear, but
who
the
is in a
drawdown was bad. I'm
because
wrong.
their
The timing
thesis
is bad.
wrong,
I'm just
and
early.
APM who is in a drawdown because they are right and the market hasn't confirmed them yet. This is the hardest professional judgment in finance. You have been wrong
This
in both
performance report
directions.
shows two
the
paths.
signature scene.
One leads to a
Tuesday
clip.
in October. You are on a call
Tuesday,
with a PM
October.
named
Autumn is here.
Dario who runs a
this
$188 million
anymore.
macro-tilted
Please,
equity book.
I need your help.
He's down
Dario's
7%
line is going
YTD
down,
against a market
while the market
that's up
line
11%.
goes up.
You've read his attribution. The ideas are right. The timing has been wrong for 8 months. The
We
risk
must
committee
act on
wants to
capital
cut his
now.
capital by 40%.
Pull the lever together.
You have 10 minutes to make a case.
10 minutes on the
you
clock.
make it. They cut him 20% instead of 40%. 3 months later,
Whoa!
his book is
It's
up
shooting
for
up like a
percent on a
rocket.
rate
Unbelievable.
repricing
Your strategy
event
worked?
that
Yes,
his model
let's celebrate.
predicted in March. The 20% cut
What?
cost him
My bonus is reduced by 20%.
$200,000
I
in
almost
personal
lost
bonus.
it all.
You do not tell him about your intervention. The machine doesn't
massive
run
gear
on
turns.
acknowledgement.
It
The
requires
moral
no
weight
oil,
at this level
only-
is
Gentlemen, I
institutional.
see our fund
the
as a
decisions
giant
you
ship.
make about
A
which
ship?
PMIs survive
Yes.
affect not just those
We're
PMIs,
so
but
happy.
the
Why are you
analysts
all so
below them.
happy?
The ones who built their
The analyst's
research
infrastructure glows.
and whose careers are
It's
downstream
safe for
of
now.
whether there. PM has capital to deploy. You are making decisions
People as
about
numbers.
people through the frame
That's the
of
capital
numbers.
decision.
And the numbers are incomplete proxies for what you're actually deciding. The rule, politics is math you haven't fully modeled yet. At every level below
What's
this
2 plus
one,
3?
the
It's
environment
5.
was legible.
Okay, let me
There
try.
was a right answer
a check
and you
mark.
found it. At this level, the right answer depends on whose capital is being evaluated. Whose relationship
build
with
the
the
cloud
CIO
model.
matters.
Attaching
Whose
this
performance
piece
in
now.
Q3 will
it's still
affect a key LP's rate-up decision in January. You model what you can, you navigate the rest. Level 6, the fund manager. You are
We must
54.
proceed.
You
This
run
chair
the
shall
fund
be my
11.2
throne.
billion on, 20 to pod PMIs, 67 analysts, 14 operational staff, offices in New York, London, and Hong Kong. The fund returned 14.8% net last year against a hurdle of 6%. The performance fee to 20% of the 8.8% outperformance on $11.2 billion was $197 million. Your GP
The
entity
accession clause is
receives
critical.
18%
Agreed,
of
it must
that
be
through the
precise
partnership
and
agreement,
kept strictly
which is a
confidential.
number known to 4 people and 2 lawyers. The rest flows through the LP distribution waterfall. Your personal economics,
Whoa!
$34
It's all
million
here!
last
The
year.
whole 30
In 2019, it was $8 million. In 2022, it was $61 million. The range
Whoa,
across
a
5 years
lifetime's
is
worth of
wider than
earnings?
most people's
No,
entire
it
career
disappeared in a
earnings.
flash.
The tax rate on the carried interest portion, the majority, is 23.8%.
This tax bill
not
is outrageous.
37%. This
There.
is legal.
It's-
You have never been asked to explain it publicly. The room you sit in has no Bloomberg terminal. You have not looked at a
dusty
live
Bloomberg
trading
terminal.
screen in 3
A
years.
relic.
You have a phone and a window that looks over the Hudson. That is enough. The people who come to see
The
you do not
world
come
is
with
mine.
spreadsheets. They come with
me
narratives.
tell you a
Your
story.
job is to evaluate the
And that's
narrative
the
behind
whole
the numbers,
story.
not the numbers
Wait,
themselves.
that's a-
You have developed a specific skill over
Unsaid.
31 years, the ability to hear what a person is not saying. The
Team, our
portfolio
preparation is
manager who
100%
presents a
complete. We are
thesis
absolutely
with
ready.
too much
There is
precision
zero
is
chance of
often
failure.
hiding
Wow.
uncertainty. The one
These
who
numbers
leads with
look
risk
off.
acknowledgement
The data is solid,
usually
PM.
more right about
I'm
the
not
edge.
convinced.
The
The sovereign
signature
wealth
scene,
CIO,
a Thursday
I see
in
like
November.
a king from another
You are in a
land.
room with the
A king
CIO
from
of
another
a $90
land?
billion sovereign
This
wealth
deal
fund.
is too important
to other
to leave to
people in the
chance.
room, you're
We need to
a lawyer.
review every.
The
This is our
sovereign is
600
considering
million term
committing
sheet.
$600 million
It's floating,
to a
made
new
of
strategy.
pure light.
You're launching a structured credit overlay on the existing equity book.
The
term sheet has
negotiation
been
begins.
negotiated for 6
pen's
weeks.
clap.
In the room,
Gold.
you speak for perhaps 8 minutes. Across 90, the
Has
sovereign's
anyone checked for
representative asks
vulnerabilities in
questions.
the new
You answer
system?
both. Then the room is quiet for 11 seconds. He says, "We'll proceed." $600 million in a sentence. The lawyer begins to type. You pick up your coffee.
Steam
It's
stops
already
rising
cold.
from the cup.
The trust circle at this level numbers 9. Your
19
coup,
years
your general counsel,
partnership.
to partners
Through
you've
it all,
known for
here's
19
to many
years.
more. Indeed.
To LP relationships
I've been
that
here
have
since
been
day
with the
one.
fund since
It still makes me
inception.
smile.
To
Hey,
people who are not
come here.
in finance
Oh,
at
okay.
all. You
We
speak
are
to
the
these
gold
9
thread
about
people,
things that are
and
real
we talk
to
about
everyone.
truth.
Else, you speak at the appropriate altitude for the relationship. The machine's operating cost, $48 million per year. Research,
Data streams are
technology,
converging.
Data,
The
comp for
contracts
the
are in order.
non-PM staff,
Engine assembly
legal,
is complete.
Compliance, prime brokerage, office. This is what it costs to run the infrastructure before a single PM generates P&L. On a $160
Oxygen is
million
money.
management fee, the net is $112 million to the fund before performance fees. You think about this number the way you think
They're
about
all
oxygen.
down there.
It is the
A
baseline.
meeting on the
that
lower
allows
floor.
everything else to exist. The identity cost at this level is not loneliness. Exactly. It is the specific experience of being in rooms
Behold, the dance
where your
of data.
function is
Watch the
valued at a
metrics
scale
flow.
that makes you
Synced and
almost
optimized.
impossible to
Whoa.
speak to honestly. People
Oh
perform
no,
around
this
you,
slide
they
isn't
edit
ready.
themselves. The junior
Let me
PM who
ask
has a
you something.
question adjusts
I
the
have a
question
bleep
before
question.
asking it. The analyst who wrote the report that lost $4 million looks at you as if waiting for a verdict. You have stopped expecting anything else. The adjustment took several years. You
Altitude.
now recognize it as a feature of
It's
the
just how the
altitude,
air is here.
not a failure of the people. The rule at
Tactics
this
and
level
strategy?
is not tactical.
No.
It
From
is
now
not
on,
strategic.
it's all
It is something closer
The positions
to the
are
fund
just
is
leaves
not a
on a
collection
belief
of
tree.
positions. It is
The
a
tree
belief
grows
system
tall
that
and strong.
happens to
No
express itself through
drawdowns.
capital.
Tall
if
and
the
strong.
belief system
No
is
drawdown.
coherent, the
This
positions
fund has
follow.
no belief
If the
roots.
positions are managed without
falling.
coherent belief, the drawdowns don't recover. You have seen this destroy funds that had better numbers than yours in year 3. The
Beneath
fund
the
is not a
machine
machine.
skin.
The fund is a set of decisions
uncertainty
made
is
by
rising.
people under
Reroute power
uncertainty.
to the
The machine is the structure
The
that
machine
allows
is a
those
giant
decisions
umbrella for
to
the people.
happen at scale. What you know
I need
now
the
that
strategy
you
document.
did not know at 23.
Where is it?
The edge
This is the
not
process
a
gear.
strategy.
It
The
powers
edge
our
is a
cycle of
process.
discovery.
The strategy expires. Every profitable strategy this fund
A
has
window
ever
of
run has a
opportunity
half-life,
closes like a
window,
shutter.
before the market adapts. Before other funds find the same edge and compress it, before the information asymmetry that made it work is no longer asymmetric. The fund's
The fund
advantage
jumps through a
is
new
not
window
the
before the old
strategies
one
it
closes.
runs. The fund's advantage
edge
is
is
its
a moving
ability to
target.
find new edges before the
But I'll
old
hit it.
ones close. The quant on your server floor
clock
who
is
finds a
ticking.
profitable
It's going
pattern is
critical.
not building a business.
It's exploding.
They are building a clock that is already running. You have been in this industry long enough to watch 40,000 trade per second algorithms become so ubiquitous that the edge in speed collapsed entirely. What replaced it
A
was
structural advantage
information
bridge is
advantage.
built over
What
Team,
will replace
the crystal
that
ball is
something
ready.
You don't yet know.
Look,
but your
it's
research
blurry.
team
I can't see
is
anything
trying to
clearly.
find.
Keep trying.
Before someone else does, you are 54. You have been in this machine for 31 years. The machine does not
machine
know
has
this.
no eye.
The machine does not track tenure.
Tenure
the machine
logic.
tracks
The
belief
capital
system
and
is a
returns,
bridge
and whether the
under a
belief
heavy
system
load.
holding it together remains
holds.
coherent under conditions
So
of
far.
stress. So far it has. The loop, somewhere, a 23-year-old is standing in a server room. The racks run floor to ceiling. The air smells like heat and static. They wrote 800 lines of the code running on those servers. The fund made
The
$1.4 billion
ticker
this year.
scrolls past.
They made $90,000. They understand
Okay,
intellectually
let's
why
connect
those
these
are
two
not
facts.
contradictory facts.
Yes, they're-
They are still deciding how they feel about it. By the time they decide, they will be in a different room with a different view, a different number, and a different question they are still deciding how to feel about. The room will be quieter.
Saving
The number will be
$94,000
larger.
by age
The
52
question
takes
will be
21
harder.
years, but
The
waiting
server
10 years
racks
means
will
saving
still
for
be
31
running.
years.
The
The
machine
feeling
does not
icon
wait
is
for the feeling.
deleted.
The machine processes. The input and continues.